Hello and welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is 10:30 and we are here for some more Untold Chronicles. Tonight we will be doing episode 2 of Scraplands. Change this a little bit here. That's all good. Yeah, welcome viewers. I can see there's quite a few people here already and really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And welcome to our players. Really appreciate that as well. We are missing Bad tonight. We wish him well. He's feeling unwell and speedy recovery to you, sir. No doubt you'll be watching on catch up to see what your companions got up to in tonight's shenanigans. We want to say a big thank you as well to Hero Forge. Hero Forge have been very generous to allow us to use their images from their website to create our characters, and it's absolutely awesome. So many of the character images are designed using Hero Forge, a wonderful way to create your own custom miniatures and get them 3D printed. You can find them at www.heroforge.com. Please note anything mentioned on the stream may not represent the view or beliefs of Hero Forge, a Sky Castle Studios LLC product. And as always, we only have a very short time. We only have an hour and a half to run these things. So we're going to cut to the chase and go straight in. Oh, before we do that music to my ears is Brooks729, who you'll meet in a minute in the guise of Thud. Has resubbed, and it is 12 months now. He's done it for 12 months, so big love to you,
Woohoo!
buddy. Yeah, no, really appreciate it. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you very, very much. Um, so, yeah, let's cut to the chase and let us play some Dungeons and Dragons Untold Chronicles Scraplands. So, the story so far, the small town of the Clink trades in scrap. Some scrap have been brought to the shop where Thud and his parents kind of are the proprietors, and Roger, for reasons to be fully disclosed, is working. And they left an absolutely amazing find, Warengi construct of sorts, battered, broken. The salvager, a person by the name Wayne, so I'm just looking up at all my notes, the salvager Wayne Doolan, left it with them, didn't want to sell it to them, but wanted to pay for them to get it restored. That morning, though, Wayne went off overnight to do some gambling and the like. That morning, restorations were underway, and one of our protagonists uncovered there was something lodged in the interior, and ripping it out, it was a small orb which flared up with maybe magical or holographic energy, revealing a sort of terrain and a bleeping upon the trainer marker. But by removing this, it caused this construct to activate. Thud and the rest decided to use lethal force and smashed it into many pieces. It was a dangerous entity, though, and perhaps did deserve such aggressive actions. But it became apparent by the arrival of some scrappers, the local gang, who worked on behalf of Elizabeth Glenn, that it had passed into her hands. It seems that Wayne Doolan had lost and gambled it away. With this, it meant that they knew they were in trouble. Miss Glenn, the leader of the scrappers and a business owner of many of the items and properties and businesses throughout the clink, was not someone to tangle with. They cleverly piled it all up, passed it on to them, and then decided to pack their bags and leave for Chibuka, a small town to the north. They felt, though, that there was one thing they wanted to do first, which was to locate Wayne Doolan and ask him a few questions about where he found this device, believing perhaps that this map that they'd uncovered might lead them to even more Warangi technology. And this is where they tracked him down to. They tracked him down to Scarlett's bordello. They negotiated with one of the owners to bring him downstairs, and this is where we join our protagonists now as they stand in Scarlett's. Many of the working men and women kind of looking at them as Wayne comes down the stairs. Kind of looks at you all bleary-eyed, hungover. Thud, that was fast work, but it's not mine anymore. You'll have to have it delivered to Miss Glenn. But well done. There's no need to come and see me and disturb me here, though.
Thud is just nodding, and he can very clearly see his eyes are just looking every other direction in this place. He does not know what to do with this.
Hey, Thud, here. You've disturbed me. Here.
Oh, hi Wayne. How you doing?
Well, I was doing good until you brought me downstairs.
Oh,
Did you hear anything that I said?
yeah. You said, Roger. What did you say?
Well, Thud, he said that the little mech thing, it wasn't his, or not his anymore, at least.
Miss
He
Glenn.
sold it to Miss Glenn.
Well,
He sold
she
it to Miss
won it
Glenn.
off me. I'm not.
She
I
won it
perhaps
off
shouldn't. Yeah, I shouldn't gamble, really. Perhaps not there anyway. But easy come, easy go, as it is. Easy come, easy go.
Well,
You gambled away that thing.
Yeah, I had a good hand, a really good hand, and I should have won. I should have won.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wayne. We're looking for some information about that bit of Warangi tech you brought in. The guard, I think it was, wasn't it? As we started to rummage through it, it came alive, which was something unexpected.
You got it working? That's amazing.
It wasn't so much we got it working as it started working by itself.
Okay.
As it was
something and it tried to kill me.
Well, you can't blame it, can you? I mean, you are an annoying little lad.
Started wheeling around.
Well, I'll tell
Swinging
you what,
that
Ray.
big stick.
I'll tell you what, Wayne. We think that you might know where to find more of them. And Roger will drag a chair out for Wayne to come and sit down, and he'll push his drink that one of the girls brought over toward the empty seat.
He bleary eyes comes and sits down. He kind of rubs his stubble. Well, it's dangerous. I mean, that's all. There was a bit of tech and scrap around it, but it was by itself. I had to dig deep. I've got one of those things. One of those things. You must use them.
A shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you need a shovel. No, beep. Have you got one of those?
I'm going to need a little bit more than a noise, Wayne. I've got Thud for those.
Oh, that's what it's called. It's a beep. Have you got one of those?
Where do we get one?
I got a thing that goes bop.
Does it detect Warangi tech?
No, it mostly just goes bop.
Well, that's not the same then, is it? But I've got a bip.
Is
And
it for
you say
sale?
this was
I know. It's like one of a kind. I built it myself. It's really good.
well, if it's one of a kind, Wayne, how on this green earth are we meant to have one?
Well, I thought you might have made one yourself. I mean, what I'm saying is you can't buy a bip. You have to make them.
How would one go about making a bip?
No, it's a bip.
Bip!
That's it. Yeah, that's right. Well, you need various bits of Warangi tech first, and then you
Right.
need to do some tinkering, and yeah, it's difficult. Difficult. Well, you got some Warangi tech. I could try and make you one, I guess.
I'll tell you what. How much is yours worth to you? Now,
Well,
bear with
it,
me here. I know it's one of a kind and as such possibly priceless, but you could spend your days living it up, having a couple of drinks around here. But what if we did the work for you? You tell us where you found it. You give us your bit. We
bip.
could go out and have a look for you. Exactly. One of those. What do you think?
Give me a persuasion roll, please.
While this is
Come on,
going on,
Bard.
Fudder's poured his beer close and is looking at it and takes a big swig and then coughs loudly.
Cool. Very good. He kind of thinks about it. He rubs his stubble. I'm going to need some breakers to keep me busy for the next few days. But if you've got that, then yeah, you can go and have a look, do it, and then we have shares. Yeah.
I'm sure we can manage to spare a few breaker to keep you in things.
Right. Wow. Going rate here is that's going to be it's probably going to be a week. So yeah, I'm going to have to have 10 breakers to keep me entertained. And we're talking blue here, steel breakers.
Ooh, I've got
Roger
some of
can't.
them.
Roger puts his hand on Thud's hands, holding the mug. He'll go. Now that's a little steep. Come on, Wayne. Help me get out of this. I just want to be like you. I want to be making the big money, living the big life when I come back. Call it 6, and then we'll give you a bit of a better share afterward. Just help me break the cycle. I don't want to be working at this place anymore.
I don't owe you anything.
No,
like
but
pitiful tales.
well,
It makes someone
the
soft listening to those sob stories.
He does say them a lot.
Yeah.
tales of glory come afterward.
Wow.
Some-
Not heard any of those off you. No, I want the 10. And then you can have my bip. And then 50-50 share. So I get 50 and you as a group get 50. And however you share it amongst yourselves, I don't care.
So you get 50, I get 50, Roger gets 50, Bellerophon, he gets 50. I like this. It sounds good.
Doesn't quite work like that. But you as a group, you get your 50 and you can split it however you want. For all I care, Thud, you can have all 100 of your 50.
I get 100 out of 50. This is amazing.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm not. I'm just saying, don't cross me.
All right, but if the find isn't juicy enough to actually justify it, then we just leave it.
Well, I'm only asking for 50% of what you find. If it's no good, then don't bring it back.
I'm not saying it's no good. I'm saying it might not be worth our time.
Oh, there we go. You've come here, you've disturbed me, you've put me out of bed. And then you're making all sorts of demands and deals.
Here's your
Roger will
bloody
put,
crack on.
yeah, Roger will put 5 down in it. Well, 3 down, and he'll look at the other 2 to cough up their bits as well.
I will cough up 2. Is it?
Hmm.
Roger reaches into his pocket, pulls out a 10, and starts trying to count badly.
Okay.
1, 2. I'll start again. 1, 2. Yeah, 2.
We might be here a while, Wayne. Why don't you go and get your bit, and then by the time you're back down, we'll have this counted out for you.
I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to have to go out and get it. You can wait here if you want. You can come with me. I better put some pants on though. And you kind of realise now he's kind of got one of those prospector's lung shirts on and nothing else.
Fud suddenly looks in the complete opposite direction and then realizes he can't count anymore.
All right, so what is it? Do you want me to go and get it and bring it back here? Or do you want to come with me?
I think it's for the best if we accompany you.
All right, I was going
Help
to
you
make
out.
pants. He kind of doesn't take the breakers as you're still trying to work out. He's not taking them and doing a runner upstairs. He just lets you sort out those breakers as he goes upstairs and gets himself ready. He throws on his sort of trousers, puts a hat on, and comes back down. He looks at Marcus and says, "Make sure you keep the bed warm. I'm going to be back, and I've got some good breakers here, more to spend." Marcus smiles, very happy with the deal. Cross the breakers off your character sheets as you have passed those.
Yeah, I've knocked 5 off because I think that brings it up.
And he heads out onto the very dusty streets of the Clink. It's not long, only maybe a couple of minutes before you realise where he's heading towards. He's heading towards Elizabeth Glenn's gambling hall, known as Breakers itself.
Roger, isn't that where
Yes.
the metal man's gone?
Well, it's a good bet. What I want to know is why is this priceless bit of kit in breakers? You didn't gamble that away as well, did you, Wayne?
Well, yeah, I might have done, but I can get it back.
Wayne, if Miss Glenn's got her hands on it, and she stood behind an army of scrappers,
I can get it back. Don't worry. I had bad luck last time. I've got 10 breakers here now. Double the money and get it back before we can say bip.
Bip, have you done it?
See.
Don't know how that works.
It's okay. Elizabeth Glenn's a businesswoman. She'll be happy to see me and happy to see all of you. It's not going to be a problem.
more shrewd than a lot of us put together. I don't have my hopes up high.
If she thinks there's some value in the BIP, then it's not going to work out well for anyone.
So, what do you
Maybe
want to do?
our deal. Roger's thinking that maybe our deal isn't with Wayne, it's with Miss Glenn. And realistically, cutting Wayne out now might be a better call, because having a compulsive gambler isn't always the best of plans walking into a gambling house.
So, you got me dragged out here into the morning sun. I can feel the rads now. You wanting to deal with me or not?
Be wanting that gizmo.
Yeah, I'll get it back. That's fine.
Care that you do, Wayne. If you want what you've been promised, care that you do.
Roger holds his hands up in a it is what it is. Off you go. Make it happen kind of motion. And steps back and leans against another building.
Mm.
Okay. He goes into the gambling hall known as Breakers. Are you waiting outside?
I don't think the best place for us is inside, to be honest. Especially when we imagine she knows that her kit is broken. There's only one group of people who could have done it, so I don't think Roger's particularly keen on getting too close to her.
Okay.
But that said, I do have very little faith in that man. Right, let's see if he gets thrown out on his arse then.
That'll be funny.
So, a moment's pass, and you see him sort of walk out of Breakers. Give me insight rolls. Oh, look at that. Yeah, even you, Thud, you notice that there's something wrong. The way that he's perhaps walking and the way that he's looking behind him. As he takes 2 steps, the device gives a decided little sort of bip. And you notice some of the people on the veranda, some of the scrappers, take a look at him. He looks at them, he looks at you, and he shouts, "Run!" And he begins to run towards you. What would you like to do?
Foot's not good at running.
I'd like to
Neither
run
should
towards him.
Okay, you run towards him. Is this going to require combat tracker?
I just want to run towards him,
Yeah.
get the thing off him, and run away.
Okay. Yeah, he's not going to let it go all that easily. So,
well, I'll follow alongside him then.
Yeah, he's running towards you though.
Yep.
Foot is running in whichever direction he's already going.
I just want to make sure he's not running behind us. Yeah.
Okay. You hear the very identifiable voice of Miss Glenn shout at you. Thud, Tea Leaf, I know you and your family. Stop right now.
It's not me.
You might be able to outrun my scrappers, but your parents can't.
Roger, what do I do?
I mean, Roger's a bit of a loss. This is not in control anymore.
At what point was this in control?
This is the Scraplands.
Well, yeah, this is again a false sense of bravado is what Roger was feeling in the bordello. Not so much anymore. I think Roger's at a loss, as much am I, because there is not much to be done besides sprint away.
Get out of here and regroup.
Roger will just go, just sprint, lad. We'll be all right. Your parents are harder than they look anyway. And he has a grim smile on his face, and he puts his head down and plants feet.
Okay,
Good follows.
so you are going to be chased by some scrappers. This is not going to be automatically easy. Where are you? How are you going to try and lose this? This is a skill challenge, basically. So Wayne Doolan is in there at the moment. And we have a small number of scrappers as well. If I can call this up here, scrappers. There we go. So, Elizabeth Glen doesn't chase you, but there are at least 4 scrappers on your tail at the moment. You are aware that she's identified you. It's not particularly difficult. She probably knows you as well, Roger. Maybe not you so much, Beleri Foss.
There's probably only not many centaurs about, so
Yeah.
I suspect you'll probably figure it out.
Yeah, she's she knows what she's doing.
There'll be a lovely little wanted poster with a centaur on it soon enough.
Yeah. You are running alongside Wayne Doolan, who's currently going to be seen as friendly to you. But you have been chased by these scrappers, so this is going to be a skill challenge currently, as you are trying to lose them. Your transport isn't actually here at the moment, so the only thing you can do is try and throw them off within the clink. The scrappers are well known to work for Elizabeth Glen, so it's unlikely that many people are going to give you any kind of sanctuary. So, Roger, going to you first. What skill would you like to use to try and evade these? This is a group challenge, so your roll will either be a success or a failure for the entire group rather than yourself. You can, if you want, cut and run and abandon the rest of the group and choose it not to be for the group but for you individually.
I'm going to level with you, gang. My skills don't lend themselves to feats of physical exertion.
So you need to
We'll
think
just
outside
scare
the
'em off.
box here.
Yeah, could
They'll
I?
find the screws.
Yeah, could I perhaps? Yeah, that's actually a good point. Here we go. I'm going to offer to you, Andy, a performance check to try and gain the attention of some nearby screws who
Okay.
may perhaps perform some kind of distraction to the scrappers. Might make them have to go the long way round, as it were.
Yep, that sounds perfectly good. So, this is dependent upon this performance check. So give me a performance check. The DCs change, and I'd like to point out this is Untold Chronicles with the homebrew rules of potential failures and critical failures on skill checks.
Okay, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Come on, bad things.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. So you put a performance. I mean, you're more than welcome. You have narrative agency here. You can make up whatever you want, really. That maybe they're obviously scrappers. They're obviously gang members of Elizabeth Glen. But you put a good performance on that they have done something terrible, probably to do with other screws or the governor, and you make it so convincing that they feel like they have little choice but to get involved, and they pull out their nightsticks and they move forward, and it means the scrappers have to sort of turn and take a diversion. So that is one success at the moment. This is working very much like death saving throws in the fact that you want 3 successes before 3 fails. You can't use the same skill twice though. So move to you, Belarifos.
Fuss.
What would you like to use?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so we wind through the building somewhat, but it keeps being the case mysteriously that when we turn onto roads, we move in the direction of the sun.
Yep.
And I'm kind of warning everyone, but when they turn, they all get blinded slightly because we're
Perfect.
going straight into the
The sun.
Scraplands sun. So I'd like to
Yeah.
use survival.
Survival, that works for me. I really like that. And yeah, the sun is terrible in Scraplands. It's a good
I'll have to roll
idea. Not the best of rolls. It's not a critical fail, but not a success. You try and glare them with the sun, but to no avail. They keep upon your tracks. They don't gain. But that is 1 for 1 success and 1 failure at the moment. Then we quickly move to you, Thud. What are you wanting to do?
I think if they are going to be getting a little bit closer here from that last one, I think that Thud might take a second to turn around and just scream at them and try to intimidate them to back off a little bit.
Sounds good to me. Again, perhaps your size doesn't count.
What? Thud's not scary. What is this?
Well, you are small. They've been told to do a job, and that is unfortunately 2 fails before 1 success. So you're going to need 3 successes. You're going to need 2 more successes now without a fail. So the pressure most definitely back on you, Roger.
No. Why? Right.
I mean, there have been you were successful in your original thing, and everybody else has failed. So it's not really on all of your shoulders, but you can keep this chase going. The question is, how are you going to do it?
I've got a couple of bits,
Mhm.
but I don't want to keep using charisma skills because it makes for boring viewing, I'm afraid. However, it is what I'm good at.
But
So
I'm happy to see boring viewing if we survive.
Yeah.
that's fair enough.
To be perfectly honest, at this level of play, I mean, it is very much dependent on dice rolls. To be fair, so it's your choice. Obviously, choosing negative modifiers is not going to help your case, but
I don't think my athletics was coming in strong here. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you what. This round, I'm going to roll a deception.
Yep.
And he's going to do a little bit of fancy footwork. He's not the fleetest of foot, but he can turn it on when he needs to. Call him Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
And he will attempt to do some fancy footwork as they start rounding the corners that Beleriphus was leading them down, trying to throw them off and give them a half step advantage.
Yep.
Before
It's like he's moonwalking. They think he's walking in a different direction than he is. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Exactly.
Love it. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Please, nat 20 after that.
And it
Yeah,
is indeed.
John, you love to see it.
Love it.
As I said, with skill checks, there are critical successes as well as critical fails, and that is a critical success, which gives you 2 successes as opposed to just 1. So it is all on your shoulders, Roger, as you have got the final 2 successes, and you manage by some kind of miracle to lose these scrappers for the moment. You are not out of the fire as yet. They're still searching for you, but they're no longer on your trail at the moment. Well done. So you catch your breaths hidden from sight of the scrappers. You know you've got about 45 minutes until the coach is going to head out. You know, probably they might be watching that coach as well. But the pressure is off you at the moment. Wayne
Roger.
laughs. That was amazing. The look on all of your faces when I said run.
Roger will he's hunched over, sweating absolute bullets, and he'll look up at him and in a half pant just kind of wave his hand at him and go, "Shut up, Wayne." And he'll motion to Beleriphus and he'll just go, "Take the bip off him." Just
Whoa, 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 whoa.
as he pants hard into the dust.
We're partners now.
Your partners with Miss
feel-
Glenn up until 20 minutes ago.
I feel that there's a certain level of trust that needs to be achieved on your part.
All right, whatever. And he kind of reaches into his thing and passes you across the bip. Okay, that's in the party sheet.
3 exclamation marks. I love it.
Yeah.
You can drag that across to your character, whoever wants to do it.
I will do so.
It basically is quite a clunky circular device with an arm that comes off. Looks very much like a diesel punk metal detector.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I would like to examine it.
Okay, yeah. So, what skill do you want to try and use? You're an artificer, so yeah,
Yeah, Tinker Tools.
yeah, use proficiency and intelligence if you want.
Can I aid being proficient with Tinker's tools as
Yeah,
well?
absolutely.
Fantastic.
Good
I'll provide
watch.
an aid.
This is just 220, so the number will be off. But
Yeah, that's fine. So it'll be a 19 plus 5 with advantage. So that's cool. That is, in fact, a critical success again. You kind of see what he's done, and it will keep emitting a annoying beep occasionally. But when you get closer to Warengi Tech, so for instance, if you want to get the orb out and put it closer, it does what like a Geiger counter and starts bipping a lot faster. You think that it can penetrate ground a degree. So again, like a metal detector, you're not quite sure how deep, but with your critical success, you think if you can find the right amount of Warengi scrap, you could probably build one of these yourself now as well.
all right. So, bit of a sideline business when this is all done.
I mean, the big problem is, and the reason why this is perhaps unique or so valuable, is actually accessing that level of Warangi scrap. We're not talking about normal scrap here. We're talking about the good stuff.
I think I have divined what this is. Mostly
What?
it's a machine that goes beep.
Beep.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
If anybody in chat wants to put beep in chat occasionally, just to remind us, feel free. Oop. Thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, if you're following us, give a beep in chat. Okay. So yeah, you kind of you see that there are small patrol is the wrong word, but small groups of scrappers going around looking underneath the buildings. You are most definitely being searched for at the moment.
All right then, Wayne. The plan is to get out of here. Are you intending on joining us?
Well, I mean, I did. I risked my life. I risked it. I got you the item. I'm wanted now by Miss Glenn. You know, yeah, count me in. I'll even say equal shares. Yeah, equal shares. We'll split it Down the middle.
Five ways then, you mean? You don't mean
Sorry, I understand the silence now. Yeah, 5 ways. I mean, there's only 3 of you, 4 with me. Oh, you're
Yeah.
Yeah, you
talking
don't want
about
to mess with Dad.
yeah, he's the one that is probably murdering scrappers now.
No, we left him. We left him back there in
left him at the
Scarlet's.
bordello.
Who knows
Don't
what he's up to?
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll be
excellent.
safe and sound there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think that those the scrappers know that we're going to go for the coach?
well, I mean, yeah, possibly.
Oh.
I mean, I've got a vehicle, but it's parked around the back of the breakers. You know, I mean,
Have you
technically
now?
speaking, she owns that as well now. But I mean, we could, steal it. I mean, it will
Roger
mean
rubbed
that
his temples.
we won't be able to come back here ever again. And
Come
I
I
mean,
like coming here though.
to be honest, I mean, your parents are going to be out of a business now. She did say that. You know what she's like.
Roger,
I
you said
mean,
everything was
Be
going to be okay,
alright.
Roger.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
did.
surprised
It'll be
if
all right.
the forge doesn't get burnt down and your parents get murdered. But
Roger,
Wayne, shut up. Wayne, shut up.
well, he
Roger,
needs
what's
They'll
to
be
going to
know.
happen?
fine, Thud. They'll
What?
be fine. They're the best tinkerers out there. They
Well,
can't
they're
be
not
replaced too
flameproof.
easily. Miss Glenn's no fool. Don't worry. They'll be all right. They have a use, and they haven't outdone it yet. But it's all right, lad.
Are you sure?
Positive. Absolutely positive.
I'll be brave. They'll be fine. Yeah.
Well, it's not you that needs to be brave; it's them.
Yeah.
Roger,
Yeah.
Yes,
can I
mate.
put him?
Well, tell you what. Once we're in the car and everything's sorted out, you can headbutt him.
What?
The free
No, this is not how we do business.
Salford does
one. Hey,
business. Yeah.
think of it as an early nap. I'm sure you'll be all right with that. You'll have a long day.
I mean, you're believing him that your parents are going to be okay. I tell you what, when you come back here and they're not, you can thud him harder than you've thudded me. How about that?
Yeah. This sounds good.
Sure, there'll be plenty of thudding going around before this is done.
Yeah.
So
Foot's
what?
really happy now.
I'm going to take Roger aside.
Mm.
Do you believe that?
I mean, they managed to take my store off me. Why can't they just do it to someone else if theirs gets taken off them? Either way, it's comeuppance, and they'll be all right. The name might be tea leaves, but they're hard like leather. I wouldn't worry too much. They always land on their feet, halflings. Lucky, aren't they? And he'll just kind of shrug.
To your judgment there.
This is Scraplands. Scraplands.
I'm skeptical, but happy to believe it.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you.
It fits. Believing it fits my priority, so that's fine.
You know that Miss Glenn will want to make an example out of this. Okay, just want to say a big hi to Taylor. It'd be great to have you back in the Skullduggery campaign, and thanks for the follow, buddy. They did great things tonight, by the way, the Skullduggery lot. Anyway, back on with this. Time passes, and because you have succeeded in evading them, you have choices. 2 choices if you want to get out of the clink, or 2 main choices. You can obviously leave by foot. That is dangerous, crossing the wastes by foot. One would say that you automatically disregard that. There is the coach, which is in the centre of the Clink, which is the marketplace, which is very much known as Squabble Square. It's where people haggle for all sorts of things, and quite often the haggling kind of rolls over into squabbling and then arguments and then sort of aggravation. So that'll be going on. It is a noisy, a busy place. So you have the chance of potentially getting onto the coach without being seen. Or you can kind of head back to Elizabeth Glenn's gambling den, which is called Breakers, and try and retrieve Wayne Doolan's vehicle. Beep.
Is your vehicle, Wayne? Is it substantial enough to be able to deal with all of us?
I'm not sure about you, I'm afraid. It's got a back bed, got some scrap on it, which we can dump. 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and the back. We could probably get you on. The winch, I mean, we could winch you. I mean, how fast can you run?
Pretty fast.
I want to
But-
see this. Be funny.
I shan't be winched.
We could winch you up on the back. I mean, you look like you weigh a bit. Kind of start sizing you up.
I can get up on the back perfectly fine.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
Well, it should be fine then. Should be fine. I've got some big things on the back before.
So we get to take Wayne's car, Wayne's truck.
I mean, I have a quick question
Mhm.
first. As part of Roger's backstory, he did have a small store that was passed down to him by someone who took him in. I assume this would be off Squabble Square somewhere, not
Mhm.
too far from the main attraction, but far enough to have like an actual building.
Yep.
Would Roger know the ins and outs of the area there, as in ways to and from that wouldn't be quite seen by the scrappers should they want to get to the bus?
Yeah, I mean, all of you, apart from Belarius, I guess, have grown up here, so you've all got a working knowledge of the back streets. It would probably give you a degree of advantage, but you have to understand, so have the scrappers who kind of also live here. So it kind of offsets itself. But yeah, you've certainly got a working. It's not like you are lost and don't know where you are. I mean, you can certainly give me intelligence rolls if you're kind of trying to work things out. Just straight intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh, not. I don't know the
Yeah.
area well enough.
Don't forget that.
No.
There we go.
Sure at all.
Not quite a critical.
Do you want Bud to try and help you out there?
Well,
He's around here as well.
fundamentally, what I'm trying to say is there's always different ways to approach things. I'm not going to kind of spoon feed you as a GM, but you're being searched for at the moment. You have your 2 options. The third option, obviously, is to leave by foot. They're probably not expecting you trying to do that, so they won't be on the outskirts of the Clink, sort of checking to see if you are leaving that way.
Do we know the road that the coach would head out on?
Yeah, absolutely.
And would we be able to leave out the side of town and get to that road?
No,
before it got-
you know the coach, once it gets going, only stops at official stops. There are so many gangers, ne'er-do-wells that would want to stop the coach, kill the driver, and take the coach. This is very much you don't stop unless you're in a well-protected place. This is not a nice
There goes that plan.
sort of country.
Wave the coach down and
Yeah,
That was
no,
my first thought as well.
they most likely will just run you over if you are in the way.
Right. Looks like the
This is
truck's the
Scraplands.
best option then. Roger can't think of any particularly small back streets to get down, so I think he would just go for what he would consider the better option of going for the truck. They wouldn't expect to hit right at home, even though it would probably be better guarded anyway. But maybe a bit more lax.
not
is
if
Roger's
everybody's
thinking.
out looking for us.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds
let's
like
do
you
it.
have made your decision. So,
Beep.
it is indeed. Beep. Very good. And it is highlighted. Well done, Pete. We really love that. So you make your way, and because you've been successful in losing them, you're not going to have to make another roll. But as you get closer, you do see that, fortunately, most of the scrappers are out searching for you, and close to the breakers being the name of the gambling den. There are only a handful of scrappers around. 3 of those, though, are lurking by the vehicle, which is round the back. It's unlikely you're going to be able to do anything sort of surreptitiously, sort of quietly. You're going to have to deal with these 3 scrappers quite rapidly. But once they're dealt with, you are home and dry. You can see them. You're kind of a couple of buildings away, watching them as they are not damaging this thing. They're just kind of sort of lurking about, sort of passing the time. Sort of, some of them are chewing some kind of tobacco and spitting it out. Their hands are bandaged, wrapped with pieces of scrap upon them.
Roger, should I foot them? Just run in and just smack him a bit.
I mean, there's nothing like the element of surprise, but there's nothing more surprising than a halfling hitting you with a hammer, I suppose.
Aye.
And
I
he'll
feel that
look at.
they. Yeah. Go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say, Roger would look at Beleriphus and ask for an opinion. He's not the combat type, you see, but Beleriphus looks like a handy lad.
They're in the way of what we want. I think a good thudding might teach them the error of their ways. Hardened criminals, you know.
I think, yeah. And then Roger would nod and he'd kind of like gesture to Thud to kick things off.
Okay, so Thud. I mean, it's quite good saying you're the one, but you are more than 25 feet away. You could try and creep up to get as close as you can before you charge, or you can just double move, but you won't get an attack.
I'm happy with a double move, running in, use a bonus action to rage, and try and get
Okay.
as close to them as possible, screaming at them.
Perfect. Okay, so if you can all 3 open up Combat Tracker, we don't really need a battle map for this. We will allow Thud. You can bonus action rage, and you are within hitting distance now. And then we will roll initiative for everybody else. Okay, very nice. So Scrapper number 1 is going first. As he kind of sees you, all right, you're going to have it, as he targets the only person he possibly can at the moment, which is Thud. and swings his big kind of sharpened fist at you, actually hitting you. But not for an amazing amount of damage. You've had substantially worse. And then we rapidly move on to Roger.
I
Beep.
think Roger would look at Scrapper number 1, and then he'd go, "Well, that wasn't very nice, was it?" And he's gonna, well, command him to grovel.
Ooh.
Oh,
It kind of goes, scrappers don't grovel to anyone.
Somewhat unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah,
And he's gonna offer Thud his last bit of bardic inspiration for the day.
perfect. So third, you have bardic inspiration. Are you
Yeah.
moving sort of closer at the moment? You're a double move off, in effect. You're about 50 feet away. You can move
Yeah, I'll have to
closer.
move 20 feet then, won't I?
Yeah.
That's fine.
No worries. And then we move to Belarifos.
So, 50 feet away, you say?
Yeah, Thud was kind of a double move away.
I think then I will move towards them and I guess take out a piton.
Yeah.
Satchel and catapult it. at all
Wow,
of them.
you are not messing about.
It's the only thing I've got appropriate to that range.
That's okay. This is
That's
going to be lethal
entertaining.
damage. Yeah. So scrapper number 3. You need to force him to make a dexterity save, I believe.
I can't get a
Impale
roll on
him.
him. So this would be
Fortunately, he dodges out of the way. Because we haven't got a battle map, I'm going to say, fortunately for you, because if it misses, it can hit somebody else. Is that right?
yeah.
I'm going to say target scrapper number 2 instead. We'll see whether it kind of goes through him. They are quite closely, and he fails. So scrapper number 3 managed to dodge out the way. Scrapper number
Dive
2
out the way as
turns.
this piton flies through and just
Yeah.
impales.
That is not what you want. Oh, wow,
Nice.
he survived it. I was not anticipating him surviving that.
He survived this, guys. These guys might be tougher than we expected.
I like to think that this piton is embedded in his head now. The least sensitive spot of these scrappers, as it's just kind of stuck there. I mean, if you probably pulled it out, everything would leak out of his head and he'd probably die. Wayne, I'll get the vehicle going, and he just charges forward, double moves to the vehicle. Can't really do anything else at this moment in time. Scrapper number 3. He doesn't like having something shot at him. He's going to run forward towards you, Valerifos, and attempt to punch you. Oh, and hitting as well. Again, not for a huge amount. And then we move to Thud. It is Thud time.
It's Fud time against number 1 there, since he went for me.
You hit, heavily damaging him as well. Is that everything you're doing, Thud?
Yeah.
Scrapper number 2. He's a little bit confused with this bolt in his head. He's going to make a random roll to see who is he going to attack, and he needs to do that because there are 4 of you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is going to be a third.
Yeah.
So he turns to you, Thud, and he's going to do the same. And it is a critical hit.
Oh, good.
So 7 points of damage, but your rage reduces it to 3. And we go back to the top, scrapper number 1. Why won't he go down? Why won't it? Beep! and he's going to try and hit you. And it's another critical hit. They are
Oh,
not messing about.
Unbelievable.
And you just resist that damage. They are all over you, bashing you with the metal, and you are just taking it like some lunatic. Roger, you'll go.
Roger is going to have a quick jive at Scrapper number 1.
Yep.
Look at him, he's a child. We've got to do better than that to beat our lot. And he's going to cast Vicious Mockery.
He just
Right,
kind of.
he succeeded.
Yep.
Got it. Carry on.
Yep. And then we move to Belerios. There is one Scrapper number 3 right next to you now.
I'm going to run out the line and try and hit him with Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Yep, you hit. Very nice. Heavy damage, and he can't take reactions anymore.
I'll use that to get out of. I'll move 40 foot away.
Yep, that's okay. We move to Wayne. He gets in and starts trying to start the car. We move. So you're moving 40 feet away, did you say?
Yeah, centaur base movement 40.
Yeah. No, I'm not arguing with the movement.
So, yeah, 40. So he can't get to.
Yeah. So what he's going to do, he doesn't like that, and he's going to double move towards you. So basically, you're kiting him at the moment as he runs. Gets right next to you, and then we move to Thud.
Thud is going to attack number 1 again.
You hit, and you take him down. Now, was that lethal damage or non-lethal damage?
That's a good question. Let's go for non-lethal for now.
Okay, so you knock him unconscious. Okay, and then we move to Scrapper number 2. Scrapper number 2 is going to swing of you. This thing is in his head. Blood is now running down into his eyes. And boop, he misses you.
Thank goodness.
And then we move to Roger. Punctuated by beep.
I think I don't even know what to do anymore. He's going to try Vicious Mockery again, because why not? He's going to attempt Scrapper number 2, and he's going to go, Is that Pete on stopping your last 2 brain cells rubbing together, lad? And he's going to ask for a wisdom save.
He fails at this
Failed.
time.
Oh,
And
he's dying.
basically, with the words that you do, he kind of looks at you confused, then realizes that he's got the spike in his head, and he just kind of looks up and pulls it out, and his brains just leak out. He looks at them, looks at you again, and then just falls forward dead. That, unfortunately, is lethal damage.
I don't really have a non-lethal option, I'm afraid.
You are the true killer, Roger. You pretend to be the nice
Roger
guy.
the murderer.
Belarifos, you'll go.
I would like to use my wire again and Shocking Grasp this film.
Okay. You hit. And yeah, he is gone. That unfortunately cannot be non-lethal as well.
Wouldn't want it to be.
Okay. Then we move to Wayne.
Apparently,
And
I'm the problem.
the vehicle starts setting off.
Is he
But-
leaving without
Looks like it.
Prick.
Can I get to the vehicle?
With a 25-foot speed, probably not. You can keep it. It started off and it's going, and it's chugging. There's large black amounts of smoke. So I'm going to say what you can do is you can double move, and with a strength athletics, you can try and leap and catch the back of the truck.
Cool, let's go for that then. How badly wrong could this go?
I mean, you've got advantage.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
are raging at the moment.
Yeah, let's see if that automatically kicks in. It does.
That is easy. So you are now just kind of on the back of the truck. Boom, boom. Roger.
I think then does end my rage because I didn't attack.
Roger.
I'm going to assume how you want a little bit of something similar from me.
Well, it's up to you. This truck, he's got his foot right down. It's taking a little bit of time for it to sort of speed up. Thud is on the back. This is like a flat wagon at the back, certainly enough to get Bellerophos on. And then there's a cab this is Mad Max basically. You know, there's all the tubing and stuff.
Have I got the movement to get up into the cab?
Not into the cab, but again, you can run and grab onto there's all various chains and stuff hanging off. I know athletics is not your thing,
It absolutely is not.
but it is up to you what you wish to do. You have enough movement to get up to the truck, and I will allow you to do a strength athletics to try and sort of hang on to it.
Yeah, might as well. Options are thin on the ground. Couldn't have gone worse. Well, a 0 would have been worse, but it is what it is.
That is a critical fail. So I think as you run forward, what we're going to do is have you trip over one of the bodies, falling flat. Not disastrous, not any damage, but you are currently prone. As you attempt focusing on Thud, focusing on the wagon going, you just run forward and there is blood, there are these bodies, and you just trip and you just fall flat on your face. Bellerophos.
Seeing this, I would like to run, and I would like to see if I can grab Roger and throw him onto the back of the truck.
Okay, now, yeah. This is, because you've got a movement speed of 40, you should be able to do this, but this is again going to have a bit of a strength athletics sort of contingent to hit.
It's absolutely fine. Okay.
So you've got options here. That is not a success. You can grab Roger and you can move at your full speed, but you are dragging him across the ground, causing him some damage. Or you can sort of slow yourself down a bit, which means you're going to be you're not going to catch up with the truck this turn. So it's like that speed, and you don't quite get him up, but you are dragging him, and you are next to it, which will cause him some damage. If you are interested in how much damage, it'll be 1d4's worth of damage. Or you can not go as fast, not catch up with the wagon, but have brought him with you.
I think we need to get out of here. So I think sacrifices need to be made. Sorry, Roger.
I'm going to let you roll that d4.
If this is a 4, I hope you never need healing.
On a positive note, you are no longer prone. You are being dragged. All Wayne is going to do is just put his foot down. He's going to make some evasive maneuvers now. The good news for Roger and Bellerophos is that you are not on the wagon at the moment. The bad news for Thrud is I would very much like you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please. No, I'm going to say ability check. No, go on, you've rolled it. That's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah, you do the thing that we see in all of these epic movies. You are thrown off the truck, but you manage to grab hold of one of the chains and you swing right out, smashing into a number of buildings, and you kick off the buildings and land back upon the wagon as he's failed to sort of throw you off. But his evasive maneuver has meant that he's not gone full speed in a straight line, which is good news for Roger and Beleriphos. It is making some noise though. Thud, you'll go.
Can Fud climb to the front of the bed and using the hammer smash the back window and scream at him to try and slow him down using intimidation? Or is that too many actions?
No, yeah, I mean, what you can do is you could certainly move forward on the back. I'm going to say because what you've rolled earlier, you can easily do that as just a move. It's not particularly far anyway. You would have to smash the back in. If you wanted to go through the back, you can see that there is the side door to the cab, but that would involve a degree of climbing and getting down to there if you wanted to try and open the door. Intimidation won't necessarily slow him down, but it will make him frightened of you.
Yeah, that's the kind of what I'm going for. He's frightened of me to try and slow him down, to distract him and make it so he's not going full speed.
Okay, so you probably have to do that next turn, but you will have to smash the window first.
I'll smash the window.
So give me an attack roll, please. Yep, so that's easy enough to hit and give me some damage. Yeah, so you just the back of this cat glass kind of showers across him, and he kind of looks up. He puts his foot down again, trying to get you off this vehicle. But you are free to either intimidate or climb into this cab next session. Roger, you are now being carried.
Yeah. Am I being carried in such a way that I could run of my own volition?
Well, I think it's very cartoonish at the moment in the fact that Beleriphos can move faster than you. So your feet are on your feet are not exactly touching the ground, but every time they do, he's going slightly faster than you, so your legs are doing that cartoon sort of. But you
try and get on the treadmill, but it's just a bit too quick for you.
That's exactly the way. But you can, if Beleriphos wants to let you go, carry on running yourself if you want to.
I think. Now I've been. Don't know if it's going to work though. I'm going to shout to Thud and tell him to shove him out of the driver's seat. Just to get him to stop.
Yeah.
And I think I might try. It doesn't work this way, so you'll have to be lenient with me or tell me if I can't, and I'll come up with something else. But I would like to cast light on maybe the visor. I'm assuming there's a visor in front of Wayne, just to try and dazzle him a little bit.
Okay.
Try and get him to slow down.
So yeah,
so
this certainly will give him disadvantage on his next turn, basically. And we'll see where the dice go. But I mean, yeah, sort of light right in front. Like you say, you can't cast it to blind someone, so he's not going to be quite blinded. But temporarily, that flare of light, I'm more than happy to say that it gives him a disadvantage on his next go.
Okay. In the spirit of being honest, it does say that anything that could be regarded as hostile does have a dex save. Would you like me to roll that for?
Have you made the vehicle hostile to us?
No, it's fine. You can
made Wayne hostile.
Yeah. No, you can cast your light, and it will have that effect.
No problem.
Absolutely, that is not a problem. And you're still being carried by Beleriphos. You're not being dragged anymore, so it's not like you're going to take any more damage unless he decides to sort of throw you down and trample over you.
Roger will ride his mighty steed into battle.
You're not quite on his back at the moment. We move across to Beleriphos.
This time.
What would you want to do?
I'll keep going, and again, if I can, try and throw Roger on.
So this time, easily double moving, easily getting into a safe position. The DC is not particularly massive, but Roger used his action to cast light rather than to wait and jump onto the wagon. So it is down to you, Belarifos, to put him on. So give me another strength athletics.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing bad happens, but nothing good happens as you keeping up with it. But you just keep trying to lift him up, and you just can't get him up high enough to get him onto the thing at the moment.
As you're lifting up, he keeps leaning over towards the windshield for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we move to Wayne. Wayne is indeed going to let us have a look. We can make him do a roll. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. You will see he's distracted now and he's heading straight for what appears to be some kind of lean-to. It looks like he's going to crash into it, distracted by the light. Thud.
Do I see the lean-to that he's heading towards?
Yeah, it's quite a big lean-to. The reason why Wayne doesn't see it is because there's a huge glaring light in his eyes at the moment. Beep.
I'm going to shout at Wayne, "Stop this vehicle now!"
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, all this is going to do is potentially frighten him for a round, but you can do intimidation if you want, or that could be a free action and you can do something else if you want. You don't think him crashing into this lean-to is going to wreck the vehicle. There is a slight chance that it might do, but there's more of a chance that it's going to wreck the lean-to.
Fair enough. Can I climb into the cab through the shattered windscreen?
Yeah, so we're going to say that is a relatively simple action, but give me dexterity acrobatics, as it is just a lean-to. You smashed the window, so the DC is that is just about passable as you
good.
managed to slide, and you've also a smaller size, which I'm taking into account as well. So you're in there sitting on broken glass, and it's not safety glass. The word safety doesn't exist within Scraplands. And
You
I
surprised
mean,
me.
you thought this was a good idea, and now all you can see is a glaring light, and you know that the lean-to is coming at you at an incredibly rapid rate. That is just your move action, though. So you've got
That
your
is Fud's intelligence coming into play.
yep.
He's going to lean forward and try to intimidate Wayne and see if
Okay.
he can.
Well, this is perfect. This is so. Give us a intimidation roll.
Oh, I almost went on the 20 there.
Almost went on a 20. Now an 11.
He is blinded from the front at the moment as well, and now
Yeah.
has a halfling screaming in his ear
So
for an 11.
yeah,
Scraplands flashbang.
there
Feel like
is
you
there. I'm going to let you choose.
Okay.
You can let him, in effect, take his passive. So there is a DC that I've got in mind for that intimidation check. Or you can let him roll a opposed roll to it. Now I'll give you a clue. The passive one you failed on. So
in which case, I think I'll go for the opposed one and see how badly that one goes.
I'm not an expert, but I think that is probably a good.
It's got a chance,
Yeah,
a better chance than a guarantee. So it's worth pointing out, by the way, Andy, we can't see your rolls.
Yeah,
so you might have to tell us what that was.
but what I can do, yeah. Oops. I think there you go.
Ooh. Oh, really?
Oh dear.
I can show rolls by clicking like that, and people in chat, people in the stream, you can everybody shout what Wayne rolled then on his opposed roll? Yeah, it was a natural one. So intimidation means that he can't move closer to you, and he has disadvantage on I think attack rolls and ability checks whilst you are in line of sight. what I'm going to have, because this is a critical fail, is he opens the door and just leaps out, banging down onto the ground. Now, because he's jumping out of a moving vehicle rather than just being dragged along by a centaur, I'm going to make it a D6 rather than a D4 damage. Oh, and he takes, I'll show you this as well, full damage on that.
Oof, it's chunky.
Bud's bringing the pain indirectly.
Yeah, now, not only is the vehicle got the light glare and it's heading towards the lean-to, there's no one actually driving it either. It's just got even busier.
Got a
Uh,
hand sparkling in the front.
Doors swinging open.
Okay, what makes it
Fud's
worse,
looking in the
Roger,
back, smiling because it
is
just happened.
is Belarifos is trying to put you on this crashing vehicle now. It
Hey,
is
look,
your go.
It's worse places to be.
You see that Wayne has leapt from this vehicle now and is rolling along the floor. He is currently prone and looking in quite a bad way.
Realizing my mistake, well, I say in quotation marks, mistake of last round,
Mhm.
I'm going to ready an action to try and grab the car as Beleriphus throws me.
Yep, cool. And don't forget you can drop light if you want immediately. I don't think it takes an action or
Yeah,
anything like that.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll dispel light then.
Perfect.
As you do that, you hear a little squeal from the
Yeah.
car as Fud looks up and remembers where he is.
Yeah, third you.
The
Suddenly
pedal thud, the pedals.
everything comes into view to you, Thud, as you see through the screen. This lead-to coming closer and closer towards you. So using the aid action, Belarifos, you have choices. Obviously, Wayne is on the floor. Are you going to try and throw Roger up to the car?
Well, first I'll look at Roger in the sense of, do you really want to be on this thing? Just look at your eyes, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I'm the only one that can reach the bloody pedals.
Hey.
I'll throw him with a vengeance.
Okay, so you
That's
have
the thing.
you have advantage on this roll this time, as Roger concentrates onto the thing. And yeah, it's a good
yes.
job you had of dropping the 3 and getting the 21. Not
Ooh.
quite a critical success, but definitely a success. You are thrown up onto the wagon, which is very good. That's your action. Wayne is just out of it at the moment. He's kind of rolling. He's going to stand up. He doesn't know what to do. He is in shock. Thud.
Oh, well, I mean, Roger's here now, so Roger will fix everything. So Fud is going to turn around, lean out of the back window, and gesticulate in Wayne's direction in the way that only a teenager can.
Okay, very good. And then we move to Roger. This is your last chance to take control of the vehicle before it crashes.
I don't think I've got enough. I don't think there's enough actions in the day to take control of the
Well,
situation.
you will need to do, as part of your movement, an acrobatics roll to get into this cab if you wanted to go through the back window. So
Right.
that, I mean, you can
So
use
walk
strength.
me through.
Well, but again, just think of all of the classic Mad Max-esque kind of movies. You can try and use your acrobatics to get through the back window into the cab, perhaps the safest of ways. You can use strength athletics to climb down the side of this wagon to climb across and go through the door.
Okay.
Obviously, a critical here means you fall off maybe under the wheels of the wagon. But obviously, you can just open the door and climb in. So those are your two main options to get into the cab. If you had more time, then obviously somebody like Thud could perhaps have gave you advantage. But at the moment, rather than trying to give you advantage, he's
it's what Fud would do.
doing all sorts of signs to Wayne. And you can see this lean-to coming towards you at an incredible rate of knots.
Right. So I'm just going to roll, and then I'm going to try and describe what I would like to happen with said roll. It's not good enough, I don't think. What is it, Andy?
No.
I was dreaming that I'd slip through like Tom Cruise in a Mission Impossible movie,
Okay.
and just land feet first on the pedals, steer away, brake hard, make it happen. But I've got an
Okay.
8, so
Yeah,
So-
just like Tom Cruise, you
yeah.
can't reach the pedals either.
So it's not a critical fail. It's not a success. So I will give you a choice because I like
Oh,
the
boy.
dice to do a narrative. You were going to try and go through, like you say, silky smooth, legs first, dob down. You kind of somehow managed to twist yourself, and you got the option to carry on going head first, but it means you're going to be manipulating the gas pedals with your hands and your face down in the steering wheel without any kind of sight, which is going to make it harder for you to control the car, but it's going to give you a chance to control the car.
Mm,
Or you can just go, no, we'll crash.
Fudd looks over and says,
see.
"Hey, Roger."
So head
No,
first down, manipulate the pedals with your hands, not being able to see anything, or just not doing anything.
see, if it was, I don't know, anyone else in the passenger seat who might begin to take control as I went down head first, I'd probably do that. No, in fact, I'm going to do it. I'm going to trust Thud to have a big
Okay,
manly
perfect. So again, you kind of undecisive, you kind of go first, and then you just kind of dive through and you disappear, your legs sticking out. You are now at the pedals. You have you dealt with, you're a sort of what class are you?
So
You've got tinkerer's tools, haven't you? You're a bard.
I am.
You
As
used to
part of
have a shop,
my
didn't you?
Yeah.
guild artisan background,
Okay.
I have some skill
So
proficiency.
this is interesting because I'm going to ask for a drive land vehicles skill
Oh,
check here
thanks.
because that seems to be most appropriate considering it's driving and so if you've got the ability, if not, it will be based off, I will say, either intelligence or wisdom. So you can give me an intelligence one. If you've got drive land vehicles, you can add your proficiency to it.
I do not.
Okay.
So it's just going to be straight intelligence.
Yeah, just don't make it bad. Yep, that is good. You know the difference. It's not a difficult action, but it's an action that if you get the brake mixed up with the accelerator, that could have been disastrous. So your best action fundamentally is just to depress the brake. So you begin to depress the brake. The whole world seems to move beneath you. Belarifos, you see the back end of this this wagon begin to splay out towards you. The whole thing's slowing down, but it's also beginning to twist and turn. What would you like to do? I'm loving those beeps, Pete. Keep them up.
Deep. I would like to just run alongside the vehicle because if it's about to crash, I don't want to be on it.
Yep, that sounds sensible. Are you leaving Wayne behind?
Oh yeah.
Okay. No worries.
I was tempted to trample over him.
Yeah, the choice is
You would have
yours.
turned around and run back.
Yeah, the choice is yours. You can. He's kind of a distance away. He's stood up, but you can go towards him rather than towards where the vehicle is.
No, I'll go towards where the vehicle is.
Okay. Third, this is your last turn to do it before it crashes. You have.
Does it look like we're going to slow down enough at the moment?
It's slowing down, but it's more a case of. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. It's more a case of taking control. Just the thing to do on a stream when you don't know whether you're going to sneeze or not. It's more controlling the wheel. The steering wheel needs to be done. So you and Roger need to synchronize in perfect harmony to prevent rolling this vehicle.
Perfect. Fudd is going to climb on top of Roger as he's upside down in the.
Okay, that's very
well
good.
and grab the wheel.
Okay, and you grab the wheel, but what kind of roll are you going to do to try
Oh.
and now, because I'm feeling
Does
in
it
a
have power
generous
steering? Do I need to worry
no,
about that?
this is Scraplands. But no, I think you're like-minded here. You
Mhm.
need to fight the wheel, so I'll more than happily say strength athletics if you want to try and force the wheel.
I'm happy to go with that.
10
Wow.
is just enough again as you manage to right this vehicle. And we have Roger and Thrud in some kind of very biblical sense joined together, with Roger controlling the pedals and Thud mounted on Roger with the wheel, and Belarifos are riding alongside it as you begin to leave Clink in the dust behind. And that, viewers and players, is where we will leave today's session of Scraplands.
Epic.
Thank you very much, everybody. A great session. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did. It's very flavoursome of Scraplands itself. Beep, before we say anything else, big thanks to you, all the viewers, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much again to Fluxations for the follow, and thank you everybody that has resubbed. Really appreciate it. I think the next game is Friday, which is Gardens of Shilidak La. I will probably be streaming tomorrow night and Thursday night, not quite sure what yet. But yeah, once again, big love to you all. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you all very, very soon. See you soon.